when I met him, I said, I always liked you, and this year you were kind of a D-I-C-K. Can I say that?
You said that to Travis Kelce?
The Kelce-Swift cinematic universe is doing the absolute most right now. First up, Travis Kelce is staring down retirement like it's a read receipt he's not ready to answer, while his life with Taylor keeps leveling up.
There's a lot of love for the game that's still there, and I don't think I'll ever lose that. It's a tough thing to navigate.
Then, we've got actor Josh Charles spilling the tea on their not-a-fight Fortnight set moment that turned into peak awkward comedy.
But he said in some interview that you got in a fight with Travis Kelce on set.
Yeah, a fight. No, he exaggerated this. I saw the interview you're talking about. No, it wasn't a fight.
And speaking of plot twists, insiders say Travis is eyeing a $100 million Hollywood glow-up, with Taylor finally cheering from the VIP section. Next, Taylor shows up to Este Haim's New Year's Eve wedding looking like a $3,650 golden disco ball bride in training. And finally, Fate of Ophelia is back at number 1, breaking her own record like it's cardio. The Kansas City Chiefs season wrapped up on Sunday after that final regular season clash with the Las Vegas Raiders. And while most of us are already mentally in snack season, Travis is staring into the great unknown like, wait, am I done? Yep, retirement talk is officially on the table, and Travis is basically treating it like the world's biggest scene message, acknowledged but not answered yet. On the latest episode of New Heights with his brother Jason Kelce, Travis is in full off-season mode, which, according to him, means he's about to be a regular human for a few weeks, maybe a month. Just casually blending in with civilians like the rest of us who can't bench press a truck.
I think, just being a regular human for a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and trying to figure out what I'm going to do next in terms of my future in football.
He's using that time to figure out what's next for his football future, and he's already had those end-of-season exit meetings with the Chiefs staff. The vibe? They know where his head's at right now, but even he doesn't have the final answer yet. What's clear is that the love for the game is still very much alive in him, and he doesn't see that passion disappearing anytime soon.
I think there's a lot of love for the game that's still there, and I don't think I'll ever lose that. Talked to a few people in the facility already, having the exit meetings and everything, and they know where I stand, at least right now.
Still, he's being real about it. Football isn't exactly a chill hobby where you sip iced coffee and journal. If he's coming back, it depends on whether his body can actually reset, heal up, and feel like it can survive another brutal 18 to 21 week grind. And if his body gives him the green light, Travis sounds like he'd run it back instantly.
I can feel confident that I can go out there and give it another 18, 20, 21 week run. I think I would do it in a heartbeat. So if my body can heal up and rest up.
Now, he didn't bring up Taylor or what she wants. No fiancé says moment, no relationship tea served. But earlier last year, Travis had made it pretty clear that Taylor wasn't pressuring him to walk away. She's been fully in his corner, cheering him on, loving the Arrowhead energy, and basically acting like his personal hype squad. One of the big reasons their relationship works is because they go hard supporting each other's careers. Travis showing up for the concerts, Taylor showing up for the games, and both of them making the whole power couple thing look suspiciously wholesome. While Travis is still deciding whether he's running it back or riding off into the sunset like an NFL cowboy, he's also catching random smoke from Hollywood, because apparently even on a Taylor Swift set, it's still accountability season. So picture this. Actor Josh Charles, yes, the good wife guy with the permanently thoughtful face, pops up in Taylor's Fortnight music video as a mad scientist, alongside Ethan Hawke, casually helping experiment on Swift like it's a Wednesday hobby. The whole thing ends up winning Video of the Year at the 2024 MTV VMAs, and Josh is living his best life holding a Moon Man trophy like a kid who just won the world's fanciest gold star. He was genuinely geeked out, because growing up, the VMAs were basically the event, and he also gave Taylor her flowers for being ridiculously generous and making the whole experience feel special. But then, because the universe loves mess, the conversation shifts to a so-called fight Josh had with Travis on set, which, according to Josh, was not a fight unless your definition of a fight is politely roasting a man to his face. Apparently, Ethan Hawke had been telling people Josh and Travis nearly threw hands, but Josh was like, relax, nobody was getting WWE'd into a lighting rig.
But he said in some interview that you got in a fight with Travis Kelce on set.
Yeah, a fight. No, he exaggerated this. I saw the interview you're talking about. No, it wasn't a fight. It was just.
What really happened was Josh had been carrying a tiny grudge since 2023, when the Chiefs beat his hometown Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game. And not just beat them, Josh felt Travis was acting a little extra smug that season, like the kind of guy who says good game while already halfway to the locker room.
I've always liked Travis Kelce. I just thought he was so cool. But that year that they beat us in the AFC Championship game, they beat the Ravens, he was a real jerk that year. And
So when Josh finally met Travis in real life, on a Taylor Swift music video set of all places, he basically decided to do the most Baltimore thing possible, confront him, but with humor and just enough spice to keep it interesting. Josh told Travis he'd always liked him, but that year he'd been kind of a, well, not exactly a gentleman.
when I met him, I said, I always liked you, and this year you were kind of a D-I-C-K. Can I say that?
You said that to Travis Kelce?
Travis didn't get defensive. Instead, he laughed, owned it, and apparently explained that the Chiefs had been seriously stressed about that game, which made him a little more intense than usual.
He laughed. He was like, you know what, you're right. He goes, I'm going to tell you why, because we marked down that game against your team as if we could win that game, we were most worried about that game, then I knew. So he's like, I had to come in with some swagger.
And honestly, that same I can take a hit and keep moving energy is now apparently powering a whole Hollywood takeover. Because while the NFL might be giving final season vibes, Travis Kelce isn't about to fade into the background like yesterday's game highlights. He's plotting a full-on red carpet pivot that could be worth a casual $100 million. Yep, the man might be ready to hang up the cleats, but he's absolutely not hanging up the spotlight. He's basically looking at Los Angeles like it's just another stadium, except instead of linebackers, it's agents, producers, and people who drink green juice for sport. And the wild part is, this has been loading for a while. Between hosting New Heights with Jason Kelce, Travis has already been dipping a toe into TV and film. Insiders point out he's popped up in Happy Gilmore 2 and even hosted Amazon's Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity, which, let's be real, is the perfect gig for a guy who can roast you with a smile and still make you feel loved. Behind the scenes, his management team, twin brothers Aaron and Andre Eanes, has been moving like they're running a two-man heist, except the loot is Hollywood deals. They've apparently been seen at A-list hangouts, including Zooey Deschanel's fancy Christmas party, chatting up White Lotus producer David Bernard like it's just casual small talk, and not networking on beast mode. The buzz is that a Kelce-led comedy or unscripted series could already be simmering, and Travis met with Curb Your Enthusiasm executive producer Jeff Schaffer about doing a Curb-style project where Travis plays Travis, which is hilarious, because who needs acting lessons when you've spent a decade being dramatic in slow-motion replays? Netflix is reportedly sniffing around too, and sources say the interest isn't just let's see what happens energy, it's a real pivot. Add in his endorsement bag plus his drink ventures, and his empire is already expanding faster than his post-touchdown celebration. Analysts think his money could jump big time once the media glow-up fully kicks in, and some Hollywood folks are even whispering that he could become the next massive crossover star, like if The Rock and the Mannings had a very tall, very charming baby who also dates pop royalty. And while he's plotting blockbuster vibes, Taylor is practicing her future bride era like it's an Olympic sport. Taylor just pulled up to her close friend Este Haim's New Year's Eve wedding in OJ, California, and basically said, "Happy 2026, peasants," while dressed like a human disco ball with a credit limit. She wore this regal gold sequin gown that gave full-on mirror ball energy, like the kind of dress that makes you sparkle even in the rain, the kind that says I'm celebrating love, but also try not to stare directly at me without protective eyewear. Apparently the dress was from a fancy exclusive capsule collection and cost a cool $3,650, which is also roughly what some of us spend on rent, groceries, and emotional support snacks combined. Taylor wasn't just floating around solo either. She was spotted arm in arm with Stevie Nicks, who showed up in signature black like the mystical rock fairy godmother of the night. Imagine being at your friend's wedding and casually bonding with Stevie Nicks while the hills of OJ do their little scenic thing in the background. That's not a night out, that's a cinematic universe. And speaking of the bride, Este Haim made the whole wedding process a full production, documenting her dress journey with her sisters and going all the way to Paris for fittings at Louis Vuitton. She'd basically been dreaming of her wedding moment since childhood, picturing a dramatic staircase and ballroom gown situation, which honestly tracks, because if you're getting married on New Year's Eve, you're not here for subtle.
Oh my God, this jacket
so
is
gorgeous.
insane.
It's so gorgeous.
You guys feel it.
I'm scared.
Okay.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
And Taylor clearly isn't here for subtle anywhere else either, because she's collecting chart records like they're infinity stones. Her song, The Fate of Ophelia, just pulled a dramatic comeback worthy of a season finale and became her longest leading Billboard Hot 100 #1 ever. Like not one of her biggest, but the biggest in terms of staying power at the top. It hit #1 again for the January 10th chart week, making it 9 total weeks sitting on the throne, and that officially beats her previous champ Antihero, which held the top spot for 8 weeks back in 2022. Sorry, Antihero, you did your best. And the funniest part? The Fate of Ophelia had briefly dropped all the way down to number 28 during the holidays because Christmas songs basically become musical squatters every December. Mariah and the gang pull up and suddenly everyone else gets evicted. But the second the holiday takeover clears out, Taylor's track rockets right back to #1 like it never left, giving Major I Just Needed a Smoke Break energy. Meanwhile, another track from her 2025 album, The Life of a Showgirl, is also doing numbers. Opalite jumped from number 54 to number 8 in a single week, which is insane behavior. That song had already peaked at number 2 in mid-October, so it's basically doing cardio on the charts. This all adds to Taylor's already ridiculous record of #1 hits. She's now racked up 13 different Hot 100 chart toppers, which is the kind of statistic that makes the rest of pop music sit down and hydrate. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.